Welcome to Umoja 2 TV. I'm Coach Danzy, alongside with my partner, Coach Fuller. This is Umoja 2 TV, high school basketball weekly remix show. And first up in the quarterfinal matchup, we have Saratoga versus LaSalle Cadets.
Yes, and they were getting it in. And I like the way LaSalle coach, they came out there, wasn't scared at all.
The big battle, coach. Now look at this here, coach. We got Brian Hart in the paint eating.
Yes, and Brian Hart was a factor in that game. He was getting it in.
There's Danilo, coach. He's going to Wesleyan in Connecticut, coach, and he did a wonderful job there. Oh, we got a freeze there. Oh. Stay with us.
Hang tight.
Yeah, there it is. That's Nick Judy.
Yeah, the heart of the lion of Saratoga Blue Streets.
Yeah, Ian Duncan, coach. He got a lot of razzmatazz with him, coach.
You know he was going to bring it with his toughness.
Danilo, 6'8", can shoot him that far out?
Oh, yes he can. He was keeping him close.
Oh, Raymond Evans.
Yeah, Evans had a little wiggle. He was cutting down some threes, too, in that game.
That's right. Look at Big Patno, coach.
Giving him some minutes off the bench, man.
Yeah, the lefty. Chudy with a nice pass to Brian Hart down low.
And the night belonged to Brian Hart. He was getting it
Chudy's little brother. Big brother in size, though. Yeah. Knocks down a long jumper.
Little Big Nate. There he is again.
He wants that foul, too. Yeah. Oh, he goes again? Wow, coach. Okay, Saratoga wins that 59-44, coach. So, what do you think about that game? As we were both there, what do you think about that game?
Well, the last time they played, they were in LaSalle, and it was a really close game, and I had some concerns about maybe that game giving LaSalle a lot of confidence and potentially giving Saratoga some problems because it was a close game, and then Saratoga had a very tough shooting night in that gym.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So that boded well for them. So LaSalle came out and they battled, but Saratoga showing that the team they are and why they're #1 seed overall, they pulled away the latter part of that game.
Yeah, man. You got Brian Hart that game, coach, with 15 points. Nick Judy came in with 12. And Will Fox, coach, I didn't have him highlighted here, but he had 14.
Yes.
A strong 14. And Matt Larkin, of course, the floor general for them, he dropped in 9. But coach, the leading scorer of the game was Joe Danilo. He didn't, he didn't win the game, but he came up with 17 points. Ian Duncan, he's getting looked at by a lot of high-quality Division III programs, coach. He finished with 11, and Evan finished with 9. You know what I mean? So it was a good game. Saratoga is just too much down the stretch.
It was too much down the stretch, and they have too much inside. And one of the things that you saw was LaSalle couldn't match their bench play, and which is something that we moving forward, we know Saratoga definitely has the edge in that area.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Their bench was tremendous for them.
Yeah, coach. Let's move right along.
Moving right along here, coach.
We got
Let's keep going.
Colony versus Troy.
Wow.
Coach, this game was nip and tuck towards the end. Came down to free throws.
Yes, it did. Another close game.
Yeah. Coach, here we go. Isaiah Moe making it work. First shot of the game, and it goes down.
Yeah, he came in early asserting himself right off the rip, coach.
15-footer. Oh, Alonzo. Coach, Alonzo Alexander from deep.
Yeah, he had a couple big timely threes in that game as well. Yes, but Mo was definitely getting it in early.
Oh, this is 2 more of his 23 points he had.
Yes, indeed.
And then we got Merritt, coach. He's one of our top 5. He's the top player of the years right here. Our player All-Star team.
Yeah, our top 10. He's one of our top 10, yes.
And Josh Abar from the corner side pocket, coach.
Yeah, he'll go Mo again.
Oh, and
he just does it all. Yeah,
he does. Give me that.
And 1.
Yes, sir.
That's a little FaceTime right there.
Oh, yeah, coach. You got him in the mid-post area with the turnaround?
Inside, outside, mid-post, 3-point, whatever you want. Yeah. You got it.
They could merit 2 more of his 10 points he had this game.
Yeah, he was steady Eddie in that game.
Yeah.
He was trying to keep
guys, Mo can pass the ball, coach. Aaron Satin!
Oh, Satin, silky smooth. He was hitting threes that game, too.
He like 2. Oh, Lonzo Latif Faison, coach. This kid here is electrifying open court.
Yes, he is. Hard to stop.
Ooh, Sad with the footwork down low. Coach, you see that? He's only a junior. He'll be back next year.
Look at that. He wrestled away. Looks strong, big boy.
Yeah. Take a bit candy from baby. Coach Satin finished with 12 points that game. So he came out to play. Josh Abraham has 6. And then Cy Young, coach, he had 7 points, but he played wonderfully playing on the defensive end.
Yes, he did.
A few block shots, some timely rebounds. He played fabulous for them. He might be that little wild card for them.
Coach, 7 points, it may not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
However, with Colony, they have to see where some of their scoring because they don't get a tremendous amount of consistent scoring from other factors other than Isaiah Moe.
Right.
1 minute you might have Aaron with 18 and then A-Bar with 12 that game and then it might flip.
Right.
One consistent on that team is Isaiah Moe is going to get his 20 plus.
Yeah.
So when you get Young chipping in with his little 7 that you may not expect, It's a big help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we got rounded out. Troy finished, their scores were Latif Faison, 13. Nasir Merritt, 10, as I mentioned earlier. And Alonzo Alexander, the senior, he finished with 9. 3 threes, I believe. And Latif Faison, coach, and Nasir Merritt, both juniors. They're coming back next year.
Yes. Yes. And Latif Johnson.
And Latif Johnson.
Now, Latif Johnson got in foul trouble in that game.
Yes.
And that hindered him.
And he fouled out.
Yeah, and he fouled out.
Right.
So that hindered him a lot in that game.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And not that, it would matter overall in the victory, or it could have.
Right, it could have.
But nonetheless, though, Colony was able to distance themselves. And
well, they distanced themselves because of the free throw line. No, I mean, the guy took care, made they knock down their free throws. You know what I mean?
Mo was like 9 for 10 from the line that game.
It turned into a free throw shooting about under 5 minutes.
Yes.
I don't think anybody scored a field goal after that time. It was all about free throws.
All free throws.
You know what I mean?
And they were getting the ball in Mo's hands, and he was cashing in.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That's why you can tell he's going to Vermont. It's a Vermont catamount right there.
Right.
Big time player.
Absolutely. That's our Umoja 2's player of the year. So,
that's right.
And now, I mean, that pits us with the next matchup.
Okay, coach. We got Shin versus Shaker.
Oh no, hold off on that a second.
Okay.
Hold on for a second.
I messed up?
No. We just want to discuss the next round matchup potentially.
Oh, okay. Let's go back. Okay. You just went into it. But anyway, go ahead. What you got?
Just want to hold off for a second.
Yes.
We got Saratoga versus Colony in the next round matchup. I want to talk about that matchup a little bit.
That matchup is going to be it's going to be exciting. Both teams met early in the year, which doesn't mean anything right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I believe, me personally, you can chime in if you want to, Coach. Saratoga is just too deep.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably what the thing that will basically definitely help them propel.
Colony runs with 5 guys, Coach.
Yeah, you're right, Coach.
A solid 5 guys.
So what do you think Colony needs to do?
Colony gonna have to play half-court game this time. That's what I think. I mean, if attrition comes into play, right? I mean, are you gonna be able to stand the whole 4 quarters this up and down game?
Because we saw that with LaSalle. It was a matter of attrition, and we talked about that during the broadcast. That you have to be careful here because Saratoga can go deep and keep running players in and out you, and attrition becomes an issue.
Yep. So I mean, the Blue Streaks might turn into the Thoroughbreds. Right. You know what I mean? They are in Saratoga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, they are in Saratoga.
Right. So they might be the Thoroughbreds this game, Coach. And you never know what Matt Usher does. He might throw a full court press on you. He might lay back to a 2-3, man-to-man half court. You just never know. So right now, I don't think you could game plan for them efficiently enough. You could just need a big effort from Isaiah Moe, Coach. You need a big effort from him, and you need Will Abar to really play solid and give him an added punch on the scoring, Coach. That stay close.
Yo, absolutely. Colony is definitely going to need some people to step up for them. You know what I mean? And Will Abar being one of them, he's going to. And I won't just say him. One of the things that you see in that game was. You saw where double teams started to be thrown. Troy started throwing double teams at Isaiah Moe. And to his credit, he was making the right decisions. He was keeping his team involved. They were sending a double. He was hitting the open guy. I'm quite sure Saratoga's probably saw some of that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're going to probably throw some double teams at him probably even earlier on than Troy High did. Yeah. And that's when those other players are going to have to step up and hit those shots.
I mean, you got to think, Coach. Isaiah Moe is a willing passer. You saw the pass he was. I mean, he was out there just dishing it all out.
Yes, he was.
He was just feeding them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's a matter of Aaron Satin consistently knocking down that shot. If Cy Young could keep boarding and getting some putbacks and playing strong defense, they could possibly be hanging there.
Yeah, no question about it.
And they're a good free throw shooting team. So
absolutely. And I mean, it's not by any stretch of the imagination. And we talked about this a little earlier about how a lot of these teams that's left lost to one another at some point in time in some form of fashion here and there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anybody can get got at any given night.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but overall, I think Saratoga
is just too deep.
Too deep, too much.
Yeah, that's what I think. Okay, Coach, we're going to go to the Shin Plainsmen versus the Shaker Blue Bison. Coach, here we go, Coach. We got Shingari.
Yeah, Shingari.
15-footer.
Yes.
Knocks it down. Jay Cook gets a nice feed from Devin Mahoney there, Coach. Finishes.
Yeah. Jay Cook had a nice game, too.
Seymour splash. That's 2 of his 4 points he finished with that game. And then we got Greg Monroe from deep. Oh, Coach, that's a nice lefty finish by Chris Hobart. Oh, dumped up Seymour? Seymour getting big. Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice move.
Yes.
Like a little step
Beautiful
around right
footwork.
there.
Yeah, so look at Seymour. I mean, look at Merchant, coach. His finest teammates. Give it to
Yeah.
Joshua Niles. That's 2 of his 4 points he had this game.
Yeah, in this game, Coach, you saw too where, I mean, Shin was down in this game at one point by 10 points.
That's right. That's Connor Mayhew.
And they kept fighting back and forth. Look at Jake Cook there.
Yeah, man. He was hitting that little jumper for pretty good. Oh, Devin Mahoney, coach. Energizer Bunny.
Oh, yes.
You
Puts
see him.
constant pressure on the D.
Cigari finishes up top on Cook right there, coach. The big trees. Oh, Chris Ober, coach. Big time right there. That's the little comeback. Oh, beautiful stop and pop by Merchant, a Bass Merchant. 51 to 46, coach. The Shin Plainsmen walk out of there with that win. Hard fought win, coach. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, they really fought back, being down and secured that win, coach. What do you got to say about that?
Well, they actually showed you that being down in the game and showing you some leadership ability, and not from Coach Zegas keeping his troops. Keeping them right there at bay. I say troops in a loosely term in terms of basketball related, but keeping those guys right there and not getting frantic, not getting down on themselves, and still believing in themselves, and even down by 10 points in the latter part of that game, and was able to sustain themselves and come away with even a 5-point victory. So I know Shaker definitely feels like one got away from him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel sorry for Seymour. He had a lovely career. He was outstanding interview, preseason and everything. So wish him well with his college selection.
Absolutely.
Let us know, Seymour, what you decide to do. We'll be there right there with you, buddy. All right. So in that game, Coach, Hobart finished with 14. He was a team leading scorer. T.J. Zagari had 11. Greg Moreau came in there with 9. Bass Merchant 4, but he had his floor game was pretty much good that game. You know what I mean? So he spread the ball around, penetrated, dished it, so he played well. Joshua Niles finished with 4. And then you got Shaker, Coach, Jake Cook, who's played the last couple games we saw, Coach, with a lot of energy. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
so he finished with 15, then Mahoney 14, Connor Hugh knocked in 2 threes, as we saw in one of them in the clip, and Sloan Seymour with 4. So that was pretty much the top scorers in that game. But Coach, is this too much Plainsman at the end of the day? I know Coach has to be like combing his thoughts through his mind about what he could have done differently and how he let that one go away. Well, I thought, Coach, with like 2 minutes or something go, Coach, he kind of like tried to do a little stall too. I thought it was a little premature, especially against a team like Shin. You got to really be aggressive against them. You know what I mean? You can't take the gas pedal off. Them guys, them guys like know how to work on defenses, well as well. So if you stall on the ball, now you take the aggressives out of your players. You know what I mean? And then Shin would just jump on that. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the moves he might want to take back. You know what I mean?
That's a difficult call, because at the same time you're trying to maximize your possession and different things of that nature, and kind of run some clock at the same time. And it just so happened that Shin's up in pressure, and they forced a couple turnovers that got turned into baskets, and then before you know it, the momentum switched in the game, and Shin was able to grab the momentum and in effect pull out a victory.
Well, I thought though, Coach, I understand what you're saying about moving the ball and all that stuff, but I think if you can still do that by looking to score though. You just can't have it way out by half court.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
So,
no question about that.
That's my only thing about that.
No question about it.
But Coach, we're gonna move right along.
Yep.
All right, we got CBA versus Bethlehem Eagles, Coach. So this game here, not much to talk about. So we're gonna just deal with CBA here, Coach. We got the big fella down there, Signer, dropping it in. We got the sharpshooter outside, Caulfield. And then it was really about this guy here, Coach. Jordy, look how far he's shooting that shot at there, Coach.
He was shooting it he was
parking lot
away. Yeah, he was real deep.
Okay, look at that. Oh, O'Toole. Get that out of here, he says. Nice pass to Signer from Wusulo, one of our top 10 players. Oh, look how deep that was, Coach.
Yeah, wow, he was knocking it down.
King is going inside, outside, mid-range shots, getting bumped there, no call, taking all that physicality. Played great. Look at that jab step, Coach. Oh, you got to respect that. Oh, you're too far back. Paya! Wow. Right in your mouth.
It was a lot of Jordan King that game.
He had 27, Coach. Wasn't even close. Look at this. Look how he turned this corner here. CBA, 68. Bethlehem, 48, 20-point victory by the brothers coach. Fabulous game by Jordan King and the rest of the brothers coach. Drew Signer finished with 16. Justin Caulfield finished with 10. So, that was pretty much a game over within the first 2 or 3 minutes of that game. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You got Jacob Leclerc, he finished with 13.
Yeah, it wasn't really. You could tell Ortelli was definitely noticeably still hobbling a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he wasn't at full strength, and I thought that him being out for quite some time, depending on how long he was going to be out, depending on him getting back, reinserting back into the lineup, and then looking at their chemistry, him being in shape, and different things of that nature, him coming back this late in the season and then still not 100%, and they didn't look at a sink, and they could not have been ready for a CBA team who's been playing at a high level all year long.
Okay, I said it back when, is he going to be in shape enough to play? I didn't even think about the chemistry part. That's so vital right there. Guys are going to be timid now because you're back. You know what I mean? The shot they normally take. The guys are looking for you to do something when you're not 100%. You can't give it. So
and this is a big game to come back in.
Yeah.
To not have any warm-up games,
any
games to play in to get reacclimated to the team and that whole aspect. To come back and against a CBA team, that was a tall order all in itself. You know what I mean? So and you saw that with CBA just coming out and at full strength doing at their will, and with Jordan King just basically, and when you're shooting that far out, it's like that's what you call unguardable.
Yeah, right, really.
You know what I mean? You're unguardable when you're pulling from that far out.
Well, I'm thinking about Coach having us a section, all-tourney team for the Section 2 tournament here.
Yes.
Jordan King will probably be leading that right now.
The performance that he put on the other night, he definitely would be my leading candidate at this juncture.
Okay, Coach, what are you going to move on to next?
We got the coaches.
You're going to talk about.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Yeah.
Well, what we do? We have the matchup potentially.
Yeah, we got a matchup. I like Saratoga in that matchup over there, right?
With Colony,
with
right?
Colony.
And we agree on that. I got Saratoga as well.
Okay. All right. Not to say that Colony is out of it by no space.
No, we're not showing any type of level of disrespect to Colony whatsoever.
No.
Like this is a foregone conclusion. Saratoga's going to come in there, and you could just sign their name on to the next round. That is definitely not the case.
Right.
But just looking at 18-game winning streak and what they have overall with their bench and what they bring to the table, I think they just have enough to definitely sustain now at this point.
Right. Okay, then we got the CBA Shin matchup, Coach, and I'm going to go with CBA. I'm going to go with CBA.
It's like you didn't even give me a chance.
No chances here. I mean, Jordan King, where he's playing, he did the same thing as Shin with Awusulo there when they lost big to Shin earlier in the season.
He did it the first half.
Yeah, the first half.
Yeah, he just did it in the first half. You say he did it in the game. He did it in the first half. I just want to clarify.
Was that a game or was that not a game?
He did it. When you say game.
Yeah, he did it in a game.
He did it in a game.
He played all 4 quarters, right?
Oh, yeah, all 4 quarters.
Okay, all right.
He scored
so he
how
did a
many
game.
quarters? How many quarters did he score in?
I forget.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
But it was a game.
I'll remind you later.
All right.
Move on.
And then we have and what the Seekers did that game, Coach, he told us, he did a diamond and 2 on Signer early, and then went to the box and 1 on the sharpshooter in the second half and slowed him down big time.
Yeah, and Signer only had 4 points that game.
Right. So I don't think CBA is going to sit back, and Domel's not going to sit back and allow that to happen again.
No, not at all. Especially notwithstanding Price Wusulo was not present for that game.
Right.
And he's one of our top 10 Umoja 2 players.
That's
so
right.
that speaks volumes to what he brings to the table.
That's right.
However, I'm going with Shin.
You going with Shin?
I'm going with Shin. I mean, it definitely changed the dynamic. The first time out, it was at CBA.
Yeah.
And Shin, took him back in the woodshed.
Yeah.
I mean, and beat him by like 24 points. Am I saying that's the all of be all? No, I'm not saying that.
No.
But what I am saying is that I think that Shin has enough of what it takes. And coming off of this victory right here, and that was a talented Shaker team. Let's not, they might not. They had the ebbs and flows with injuries during the season. Mahoney was out during the season, different things of that nature. But man to a man, you're talking about a 6'8", 6'9", 6'4" front line. And with Ray Burt, you know what I mean, quality point guard.
Right.
That is a tough Shaker team that they overcame.
They beat a real good,
They really good,
team.
a good Shaker team, as far as skill-wise,
yeah,
talent-wise. So I think that serves as momentum as well. And I think that Shin is poised to come and make a run and end up in the section final this year with Sangari and what he brings to the table. And if you can get
top 10 player of the year too.
He's another top 10 player. If you can get Merchant going, and I think Merchant's due for a game. He didn't do a lot in that game against Shin.
For scoring. Right.
But we saw him. He can score.
Yes.
He could definitely fill it up. So with him, I'm looking for him to assert himself a little more. I'm quite sure he wants to get off a little bit more. So Hubert also presents a definitely outside threat for the Plainsmen.
Right.
So I just think that what they have, and the big fella, what's the big fella for the Plainsmen? I'll butcher his name. That's why I'm trying to. Altenberger. See, I would have butchered that.
Yeah.
But
I probably still did.
With Altenberger being able to kind of show some size inside, and he didn't play in that CBA game as well.
Right.
So he was out as well.
Right.
So with him inside, trying to keep Signer at bay.
But I don't know if you can compare him to Wasulo though.
No. I'm talking about far as stabilizing the interior, because with the offensive rebound that CBA can do with O'Toole, and you know what I mean?
Signer,
and with Signer, and what they can do, and Wusulo.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, all those guys can pound the offensive boards.
Right.
He can serve as somebody could take up space. Right. Space eater, whatever. And I think that athletically and talented wise, Shin in the whole has enough players to compete with CBA man to a man.
I can't blame you there, Coach. I mean, you know, you got two quality coaches going at it, Coach.
Definitely.
I mean, they probably in the war room right now, just trying to devise a plan right now to try to attack one another. I just think that, Coach,
two coaches who was, by the way, hold the thought, in our candidates for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I just think that CBA is just as. I just think Jordan King is going to be that X factor. Mm-hmm. You know, Wusulo didn't get off the last game. He might be looking for a big game too. Like you said, Merchant didn't get off. Wusulo didn't get off. So it could get crazy.
It's an interesting matchup.
It might be a high scoring game.
It might be.
Because a lot of the games been low scoring.
High scoring. It depends, because you got two.
High scoring, I'm saying like 75.
No, I know what you're saying around that. What I'm saying is that it depends, because you got two coaches who play a lot of ball control.
That's true.
That's
true.
You know what I mean? So they're not going to let anybody kind of run away too far and hide. You know what I mean? Barring the 24-point was early in the season, Wusulo wasn't there. I don't imagine Shindahoa at all, any stretch of the imagination, getting out by that many points at all. So I think it'd probably be nip and tuck, though, throughout the game. It'd be an interesting game to watch.
Okay, so we got the finals. We got the final, Coach. Who you going to win the final, or you want to talk about a possible matchup? I'll start off, okay?
All right.
I'll go with Saratoga versus CBA.
Okay.
In that possible matchup.
Yeah, and that's a game where CBA won early, beat Saratoga.
Yeah, by 2 points. Yes.
It was the first game out.
First game for CBA, second game for Saratoga.
Yeah, I think that you got to throw that out the window.
Yeah.
You got to throw that totally out the window.
Yeah.
Saratoga, since that time, that was early in the season, and we talked about them just regrouping themselves and finding an identity about themselves after Adam Anderson left and different things. We knew that was going to take a little bit of time for them, and they have clearly found themselves and found their you know what I mean, their stroke.
Right.
So I don't think right now that matchup, Saratoga-CBA, I think that CBA will be a viable opponent nonetheless. However, I still think that Saratoga, still with their bench, bringing in their bench factor, I still think they'll be able to outpace CBA as well.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Okay, Coach, let's talk about the next possible one. You got Saratoga versus the Plainsmen. So I think the Plainsmen, Coach, brings some different added pressures to the Blue Streaks, but the Blue Streaks went up in their house and pretty much gave it to them. You know what I mean? They went up winning that game by eventually 7 or 8 or something like that. But they were helping around 11 the whole game.
Yeah, that game.
But Coach, like you said, that's going to be another good game if that matchup is a possible outcome. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just think that game is going to be fabulous. Like again, of the sharp shooting of the Plainsmen, Coach, it showed in that game that any person in that roster can step up. You had Will Fox off the bench,
Wow.
come on and knock down some 2 huge three-pointers.
And he's not even like their guy that they look for to
No.
give them any offense.
No.
Nonetheless, knocking down 3-pointers.
Yes, and then you had Larkin knock down 6 or something like that game. Then you had Nick Chury knock down about 3 or 4 in that game.
Yeah.
And then AJ Law didn't even get off yet. It might be his turn to step up. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to contain over there in the Blue Streaks right now.
It really is, and I think the same thing. You talk about the Saratoga Shin matchup. I think the same thing. It's just bench. You know what I mean? They already got a good starting 5 of players that just can play with anybody, and now you add a bench, and the way that Coach Usher orchestrates his bench, the way he pushed timely buttons at the right time.
Yeah.
So he has a lot to work with, and he knows how to use it and where to utilize it at.
That's right. But the Plainsmen, they have Greg Monroe who can shoot it. I don't know how he can shoot it consistently as the Blue Streaks guys can. But he's a guy that can give you an added punch from the outside. You got the Reinish kid.
Yes.
He's athletic. He gets to the hole a little bit, and he can shoot a little bit.
And actually, in that game, he sparked the offense for the Plainsmen in that Saratoga game.
Right.
He came in and gave him some timely buckets.
Yes.
When the game was about to seemingly get away, he came in and gave him some added offense.
That's right. So we got to watch out for those 2 guys. And of course, you got Singare and you got Merchant and you got Chris Hobart. So my thing is trying to keep pace with these guys. And if it's a slow down game, I think Saratoga can win that as well. You got Brian Hart, you got Pad Note, you got Nate Chudy, you got you got a bunch of guys down in the paint that can get it done there too. So
it can go either way. And like you said, like you're talking about expounding on the Plainsmen and notwithstanding Tony DeZikas. Again, I mean, we saw he work his magistry against the last matchup that he had, Shaker. You saw him work his magistry with, being down by that many points and then coming back in and getting the game back in hand and then winning the game. So again, what he may come up with, what may he scout, what may he?
We know the thing is to come up with a game plan. We do know that,
right?
You know what I mean? The way he did against CBA was just masterful. You know what I mean? To shut him down and right before that, I don't think they even know what hit him.
Right.
He disguised it so well. You know what I mean? So it won't be disguising this time.
I just think that we both agree that we just think that Saratoga just really probably has a little bit too much. You know what I mean? And the too much is just the edge of the bench because, like we said, any team can lose on any given night. So the edge really, a lot has to do with the bench, not exclusively or, notwithstanding the players that, the starters. However, just having that bench is a luxury.
Yeah. Before we move on, Carl, like I say, any 4 of those teams can win it. I mean, this is crazy right here. You know what I mean?
That's real talk.
We going on about either 4 of these teams. Really, we go on and on about them.
Real talk.
Let's move on, Coach. You got anything you want to add to that, or are you good?
No, I'm good. We can move on.
So we'll do the coaching of the year award right now.
Umoja 2 TV's Coach of the Year. It was it came down to 5 candidates that we chose and we select.
Yeah.
And probably to no surprise, but we came down with one who we felt was the Coach of the Year.
Yeah. Let's see what this comes up here. We got. There's one. There's 2.
DeZikas.
There's 3. We got Greg Davis. We got John Lee, we got DeZikas, we got Domel, and we got the Coach of the Year, Coach Matt Usher.
It's Umoja 2's TV Coach of the Year.
That's right. What makes him so Coach of the Year-y?
Well, I mean, for me, from a coaching perspective, I really enjoy coaches who can make moves, strategies during the game, being able to adjustments. That's a big thing for coaches and for me personally.
Right.
I like coaches who can make in-game adjustments. If there's one coach that I see that makes a lot of in-game adjustments, it's Matt Usher. It's Coach Usher. He makes a lot of in-game adjustments where he constantly and continuously puts his team in situations to give themselves an opportunity to be victorious. And even last year when I see him in the sectionals when they struggled terribly, and he still was able to put them in a position to try to make them be successful. So this is what I've saw thus far with him and his ability to man the sidelines, put pieces together, push the right buttons, get the right substitution pattern in, know how to motivate guys, know how to push them. So for him, I mean, those are the things that I witnessed that, and along with their amazing winning streak, the longest in school history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now, he's boasting that in his tenure. So right now, early on, he's making the Blue Streaks relevant, Coach, and they're being very viable. Yeah. So for me, that's why I have to say Matt Usher. I'm sorry, I want to say Mark so bad.
It's his father.
Oh, okay, right. So for me, Matt Usher, that's why, and not taking anything, of course, from many of those other coaches because they're well deserving. They wouldn't even be on our top 5. You know what I mean? However, for this year, I would have to go with Coach Usher as our coach of the year.
I like Coach Usher. I mean, I won't spend much time on you on it as I will, but I mean, Coach Usher, cause I saw him up in early this year against Schenectady, and one of his players took a wild shot. And we watched Matt Usher a lot last year, and then see him this year coming in the game. And this guy took a wild shot, and Coach Usher got in his face, Coach, and really got. That just changed my whole perspective on this guy. You know, I think he's mild-mannered. You know, just go out there and play guys. You know, but this guy is really into it, and he wants the best for his kids. If you're doing something wrong, he's gonna let you know about it, and give you love at the same time. Right. You know what I mean? Not gonna dog you out. All the players love playing for him. You know what I mean? Right. So I can just watch the players, Coach, and I can just tell that all appreciate him and they play hard for him. Absolutely. That's all I need to see, really. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You got a winning streak going on. Your kids are busting their tail for you, ready to run through a brick wall for you. You got literally 8 or 9 guys you're playing in a rotation, and all those guys seem to be happy. What are you doing there, Coach Usher? Please sell that in a bottle, because a lot of coaches in the area will love to buy some. You know what I mean? So I just like that part about what he brings. From the other stuff you said was just right on point. But I just want to bring that perspective in, you know, the player perspective.
So, yeah, I'll just close out on it like this and say, because one thing that you said is all of them are doing this or that. One of the challenges of a coach is to get the team to be on the same page. Right. And one of the things after interview, after interview, after interview, when you talk to these kids, they all are singing the same song. So that means you got them all on the same page. We're looking at one game at a time. We're not getting ourselves. We're not getting caught on the street. We don't care if this guy does it. We don't care if the next guy does it. Yes. You know, all of them are singing the same song.
That's right. Okay, Coach. Now, what else do you want to talk about before we close the show?
No, I don't really have anything pressing on my mind unless you want to press something on my mind.
I would just say this one thing. The finals, I will definitely not be around. I had a family issue, so I will not be there for the finals. So we will not be there because you got a birthday thing you got to do. Right?
Yeah, my birthday is coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hashtag Pisces season out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, so I won't be around. I'll be grieving with my family. But that's where I'll be at. And tomorrow we'll see what happens, Coach.
Absolutely. And once again, we thank you all out there. Coach Danzy, Coach Fuller, make sure you like, subscribe, you share on our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube. So just keep supporting us in what we're doing out there. And like I said, it's been a blast.
Keep it locked. Hey, Kels, take us out with the fader. Peace.